Hello and welcome to the Car Care Shop. Welcome back to this beautiful LS430. So this is a car we talked about in this video that son is gifting it to the father, and we're just privileged and honored to be the ones that work on it and get it all ready. A lot of you in the comments have asked if we could film the entire process, and I've given this a lot of thought, and if we film the entire process, I feel like we're going to almost repeat the 600,000 mile build all over again for the most stuff, because this basically needs similar stuff. But instead, we're going to give you something different. I'm going to film parts of this restoration, stuff that we never actually got to do on the 600,000 mile one, or never filmed it. Starting with the driver's seat. So the owner of the car, after actually he watched the video with his family, there are a few things that we said in the inspection that we talked about it initially, but when he saw it in person, he's like, you know what, I'd want to address this stuff. One of this is the seat. So he drove this car from New York, and he noticed that the bottom cushion here is worn. It's very hard to show you on camera, but it is a little worn. Obviously, the car does have some miles, not a lot of miles. But everything else with the seat is good. Leather is good and everything. And he was asking me if we have an upholstery shop that would kind of reinforce it and whatnot. And I told him, you know that I can get you the cushion part. Let me grab it and you'll see it. This is the cushion out of this LS430. This is what you have sitting underneath the leather right here. So in today's video, me and my back are going to have a very, what words should I say this? We're going to have a very unhappy moment, and we're going to pull the seat out, which happens to be possibly one of the most complicated Lexus front seats. We're going to take it apart, hopefully, and change the cushion. And while we're at it, because we're going to have to remove a bunch of stuff to make room for the seat to come out, because it's a pretty big seat, we're going to actually replace the turn signal stock as well. I'll show you that when we get to it, but let's get to work because we got a lot to do, and my back is just not working with me today to lift this very heavy seat. So let's get to work. So here's what we're going to start with. This is going to sound very strange. I have to remove the steering wheel, and the reason I do is, once this cooperates with me, look. The reason I have to remove the steering wheel is when you get the seat up, I want all the room available, because this is a very heavy seat and it's a very long track. So it's going to hit the steering wheel. Because we already have to replace the stock, it is broken, in case you want to know why. This is something I didn't even catch. They told me, like, it's just not, they don't want to look at something that is broken. I mean, they're doing all this work. They want it to be nice. So let's pull the steering wheel off. I'm going to remove the trim around it as well. Keep this straight. The old school seat belt. Not seat belt. No, actually, this is not old school. Oh, the airbag. This is the newer style airbag. Pretty cool. This, however, the horn thing, is an old school. Okay, we got one connector here. I'll rescue this. Let me remove this 19 and we'll get the steering wheel out. Now let's see if this steering wheel wants to cooperate. So here's the best way that I've found over the years. Just make sure it's straight. It is. Take your hand, comes right out. It just jars this joint. This is on all Toyota and Lexus steering wheels. It just jars this joint, and then you can remove the steering wheel. So with that, let's get this cover off, because I also want to remove this stock. We're going to have to do a lot of disassembly just to not scratch covers, and that's very important. In order to fix something, you're going to scratch another thing, and we don't want that. So I don't think I'll be able to remove this cover without without pulling this forward. Oh yeah, this doesn't matter. It can fold away. I'll get it. I'll probably leave this folded. Turn the key on. Wouldn't keep going back and forth. Few connectors. And I want to get the I'm gonna get the spiral cable out. It's also called clock spring in the aftermarket world. In Toyota language, it is spiral cable. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus here because this is usually a little bit on the delicate side, being a little older. Spiral cable is not cheap. Let's just put it this way. Okay. So, did you know that all that holds the stock here are actually a couple of screws? Unlike the newer stuff, which it actually has a big clamp here, looks like a hose clamp. This one has two screws. You get a small screwdriver. And that's it. That's your turn signal stock. The reason they are replacing it, and I know some of you will say, what's going on in the world here? But remember, this is a high-end restoration here. We're not talking about someone that wants to spare pennies. This is his father. Again, I want you to remember that. This is what's broken on it. See how this stock is actually broken? So when it's on the auto, this is immediately in your line of vision. Lexus does not sell this as a separate unit. This is just one piece. Now, I told him we can probably get you a second-hand one. I mean, I've never seen one of these go out. So we can get you a second-hand one, used. It'll be probably a fraction of the cost. Thought about it. He's like, I want the new one. I want the brand new one. And you know what? I get it. I'm gonna probably save this for testing. I think it's just gonna sit here forever because I've never seen one of these go out. But that's the plan anyways. I'm not gonna install it yet because this gives us maximum space for the seat, which before we remove the seat, here is something from experience on these. Every time you remove the seat, the likelihood of you damaging this panel is very high. I mean, extremely high, especially when you swing the seat, very likely to scratch it here. So what I started doing after the first one that happened, which is actually my LS430, I started removing these completely. They're very simple. I mean, this panel just kind of pops out. And the back one, same thing. Oh, I forgot. We haven't fixed the door locks yet. We actually have all the parts for this car, but another panel here. This one right here, the back one. And then pop the seal. Same thing on this side. It's basically what I did in the back. Pop the seal. Now this one does have a tiny scratch. We talked about this a little bit. It's not a panel, unfortunately, that's available. So you have to kind of shop around and find a used one. Or leather repair it, which this leather is a little bit on the special side. This is an Ultra. Now I got myself in a pickle. Gotta move the seat forward. And this panel should pop out. Huh, there's a clip that was holding us. Two of them actually. There is a dollar here. Where do we put the dollar? Let's put it somewhere where I can remember to tell the customer we have located your dollar. I'll put it right here. So I'm sure the customer you're watching, the dollar is right here. So
Let's pull this panel off. This is where the very strange location for a seat belt. And goes the seat belt. Leave that there. So then I'm going to need this. So now we got some decision time. Put the sail. I want the seat in its most high position, which it is. Most extended. Nope, not this one, this one. It is in its most extended position. Backrest, its most high position. Headrest in its most down position. This is likely going to move up. Yep. Actually, before we do that, we can have an opportunity to take the rear bolts, slide it back, get the front bolts, and then we'll get it out. Okay, so here is the deal with these. They're very fun to remove. If they cooperate, they're not bad. And like push them back. There. There it is. They're cooperating. Thank you very much. So this is a cool thing. Toyota used to use these big 14mm bolts for their seats. They switched to a Torx in newer stuff just to keep the profile of these low. So let's get our seats all the way back now. And we can't reach these because the seat is all the way out. You won't be able to see it. It's a really tight space, but basically have the same little things. Then we're gonna pop out. Okay, that's out of the way. I am actually second thinking having this all the way out because it's gonna make the seat bigger, which is gonna make removing it harder. Because the first step is we're gonna remove the back, so this doesn't really matter. Decisions. Think we're gonna be okay pulling it this way with it all the way extended out, and that's my decision, and we're gonna stick to it. Hope for the best. You need the headrest down. I mean, it really comes down to it, I can just go in and power it up and move it if we need to. And I recognize these connectors from the retrofit I did on my LS430, non-cooled seat to cool seats. This is basically a similar seat. I'm gonna clean this filter while we're there. There's a lot of stuff in this seat. Let's just put it this way. We're gonna have to protect the body, and I think the door panel is good. I'm just gonna put a quick cover on it, but I'm gonna protect the body from any scratches. So let me put some covers on these. Just a little something here. I was about to remove the door panel and just get it out of the way, but I think with the steering wheel out of the way, we have enough space. The seat, yeah, the seat is heavy. Okay, wish me luck. And I'm gonna just take this seal, put it away. Wish me luck. My back doesn't like me right now. Oh God, this is a heavy one. Okay. Whew. One of the heaviest seats in Toyota land, by the way, just in case you are not aware of that, because this has everything. It's really well built and just over the top. Well, that's one part of it. Now we got to tear it down, which is I've done partial disassembly on these, but I don't recall. I think we did one on the LX. Should be very, very similar. But I don't recall doing one on LS430 in specific. So there may be surprises, or it might be the same as an LX. Let's find out. Let's get the seat. We should probably have done this before, yeah.
Okay. There goes. This is the workout for the week. Gone, done for. Here's that filter. Wants to come out. Doesn't want to come out, of course. It's a little bit of fuzz on it, but generally not too bad. We'll clean it. Or here. Okay. So the best part about this seat is that it's all properly built. No flimsy panels and flimsy plastic. Everything is bolted on. Whenever you remove the seat, these are usually the first stuff that goes. There we go. So if my memory serves right, this panel has to come off, which has one screw here. But I have to stand the seat. And remove the back panel. So most Toyota seats, when you look at the back here, they'll have this big panel that is usually held up by a little strap. This one is not a strap because it's an LS430. It has these big things. I mean, the quality on this seat is just, yeah. So this should have two screws somewhere. There it is. There's one here. Should be another one down here somewhere. There it is. There we go. Entire back should. Down. Okay. There are the guts of the LS430 seat if you haven't seen one. So what you're looking at here is, this is the entrance from the air for the cooled seats. These are some of the motors that make the operations happen. This is I think the motor is all the way up there for the headrest, which we're not doing anything with the back. I am gonna though remove this because it's gonna be in the way, which has these little tiny clips. Surprised this is just held down by clips. They're nice clips, but clips nonetheless. Probably don't have to remove it, but just rather get out of the way. Simple 3 clips. When I say that, there's going to be something not simple about it. Oh no, it is that simple. Cool. There we go. That was simple. Now that we've done this, this panel needs to be removed, which is, if I remember correctly, it had a couple screws here. Yes, one of them on this side, right here. And one of them right here. They're very, very short screws. Actually, there's 2 here. Just don't want to lose anything. Yeah, I remember this one loves to get stuck here, so I'm not gonna force it. Yeah, there's one more. I knew there was another one in the back. Can't reach it. I get a tiny screwdriver. There's one right here. I'm gonna be able to get to it. Now the side panel can come out. There we go. So we have a few connectors. Okay. Put these screws here. These screws are very difficult to find, and I don't have in bulk
certain screws like this small. Now we're going to remove this big skirt in the front, which wonder if we have anything here. No, I don't have anything there. I think I know they have a should have a screw on this side, which I'm not seeing. I see the one here. See this one. And then this side, where are you? Aha, it's all the way at the bottom. So I have to tilt this. Oh my God. There is one here. I believe there's another one and another one. See? Let me just tell you one thing. Any modern car, if you're watching manufacturer of modern car or the modern car itself, I don't know, do cars watch YouTube? You will never see a single modern car that has screws for this. It's usually just flimsy clips that are just clipped together and it looks horrendous. When you pull it apart, it just all completely disintegrates. Now that we got this far, I just saw something that really gave me hope. Do you notice how this section has these two bolts? And do we have another two bolts at the bottom somewhere? And there's two bolts somewhere behind this duct. Like, I hope you can see them. They're right there, if you can see it through here. Right here. Right here. There's a bolt there, and there's a similar one on the other side. I'm not going to go ahead and say it, but I think if we remove those, we can pull the bottom off. So I think that's how this works. We're going to find out. Now the way to get to that one is, I get to my impact here. I'm going to remove this buckle so we can see how we're going to do this. Yes, doesn't help me much. Yeah, this doesn't help me much. So I need to remove this vent, and the vent which has a zip tie on it, which has another clamp here that goes to the fan, which is very difficult to get. Let me try it. Only one way to find out. It's already looking like not like any other Toyota seat I've taken. This is definitely not like the LX seat that we took apart. Similar certain stuff, but not to this level. This is in a class of its own, of course. Did this just spin? Yes, it did. So that means I can now maybe do this. No, do that. We gotta play nice. Or no, that's not gonna happen. We're just gonna have to be patient. There we go. Just removing this clamp. There's that clamp. Very nice clamp. This just holds a plastic duct for your if what you have in mind is the same thing I have in mind right now, which is they don't make cars like this anymore. No, they don't. They didn't even make their cars like this back in those days. So there's that. So here's the duct that I'm working on, which I am seeing that this part is going to be a problem, which means I have to remove this panel. So let's lean the seat back on its back. I'm going to take this over here. So bring this down so you can see what we're working with. Okay, so we got to remove this panel, which has a screw here. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Ah, there is this giant panel. Usually this is part of the other skirt, but not on the LS430. So here's my vent, which goes all the way through the seat. It's all one piece. No, it's not one piece. Okay, detaches right here. So there's a third screw. To be gentle. So this over there. There we go. So we got the one side off. I just want to see, are we going to be able to access this bolt, which we still don't have access to. And this is the part that is strange. Oh wait, oh, it's this one, I think. Yeah, it is this one. It's this bolt, so I have access to it now. How about the other side? Let's go look at the other side, because this bolt holds the seat bottom, two bolts in the front, which are very easily accessible, and then there should be another one here, which is right there. But yes, I think if we take these four, this bottom should detach from the kind of the cradle, if you would call it that. So let's actually, before we do that, let's get our tools out of the way. We have these two 12s, and then the other two, this one I can access now. Other one is not exactly. That's the problem is that I'm seeing is that, are we at the right one? We are not at the right one. That was not the bolt. The right bolt is also a 12, and we have no access to that bolt. Which now this is becoming a conundrum, because how are we going to get that bolt? Just look at it. Look at it through here. You can see what the dilemma is. Do you see this bolt? You can see it on camera. So right here, let me see if I can get it to you better light. Right here, right where my finger is. Hope you can see it. It's like right against this metal brace right here. So how are we gonna get that? This is yeah, this is fun. Let's just put it this way. Well, there's only one way for it. These are simple in the front. The back one though, I just want to look and see what we can do about it. This can come off. I'm just seeing how can we detach the bottom from the top, and then the back. The back is the biggest one. So I'm not seeing how this back, this is a very different back than anything I've seen Toyota. I'm going to remove this panel just to see what's lurking there, because it would be ideal if I can get the back off. Okay, this is part of the seat. Okay, let me get a trim tool. This is going great, and it was not going great. We'll get it. We're not giving up. This This is too far of an important mission to give up. See, part of being a mechanic is a challenge, because you have to get everything came together one way, and you just have to get inside the mind of the, I have to say, brilliant engineers that designed this, because this is just over the top. You have to get inside their mind and see how they want you to take it apart. That's the nice thing of working on one brand, that you get to used to their designs and how they do things. You can anticipate things. This one, however, oh, I'm gonna have to tape this back. Okay. This is an airbag wire. It goes all the way to the front. But this is part of the bottom of the seat. This is literally riveted on, man. This is just, this frame is like one piece.
So usually what Toyota will do, they'll put 14s, which,
here we are. That's what we need.
you see these two 14s? These separate the back from the bottom, and that's what I need. You have to remove that to be able to access everything. But before we do that, we have to figure out the harness. Which the harness, this is the light, by the way. Did you know that LS430s had a light here at the bottom for the floor? The harness goes, oh, the harness disconnects right here. It's pretty cool. It has a zip tie, which means we're gonna have to use a zip tie. Just wanna see before we completely disconnect it. So this is the vent. This vent can come out with it. There's this one connector here, which has a zip tie. So this is gonna stay with the back. This is gonna come down. Ooh, we have this one. What is this one? Okay, this one goes here. Where does it come out the other end? Comes out here, I think. Is this it? Yes. Comes out here. And this one. Let's trace the wire. This, and of course it goes underneath. It's one big, I think this is the entire harness for the seat. So we're along for the ride. Now going back. This one. This one. And now we chase this down underneath the seat. So this harness goes here. So I was trying to pop it here, but it's not cooperating with me. You know what? I am seeing that there's a 10 mil here that holds this bracket. Yes. And then this connector can come out. Damn it. Oh, there we go. And man, this is the entire harness for the seat. I have to pull out with the back. I'm thinking, is this even a good idea? This is a bit much. I feel like we're working against logic. Let me take a look at something. Just remembered it. This wire, where do you exactly go? Is this just goes here into this motor up here? Let me just see. Wouldn't hurt. Let's take a quick peek.
Here it is. I think this is better. That way we can leave this harness down instead of taking that entire wire harness of the entire seat. But before we even take it apart, see, this one goes here, this one goes right there. You notice we are slowly working in the opposite direction of how the initial job should go. I have this here. Notice we're working on the back of the seat. That's how the seats are. They're not fun. There we go. See, this is actually a kind of a silly design. Why do you put the clip on the harness, not on the component? I don't know, especially since this is potentially a removable harness. The component is, you have to disassemble the entire thing to replace it. But these are the little oversights that they don't sometimes think about. Okay, this one is free. All we gotta do when we pull the back, we just pull it through. Which I actually already want to do that. Thought we took this out. Why is it clipped again? Oh no, we never took this out. Now we're gonna be able to pull this harness completely out, I think. Heavy emphasis on the word I think, because we are going to the unknown. There we go. So this is this harness. Oh yes, we can pull this off. We got this. No, we don't. We'll figure it out. Okay, so the last connector back here. Still got the airbag, but I'll get to that in a second. So now all we really gotta do is cut this zip tie. Zip tie on an LS430 seat. Actually, it kind of goes through this. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get a zip tie for this. So this one is officially free from the top. Now all we gotta do is this one, which I am actually gonna see. Does this just go into the airbag or it disconnects from it? Yeah, I think it just goes into the airbag. Yeah, there's no disconnect here. So I'm just gonna chase it down to the other side and see if we can unplug it. Which I think is just, that's the only airbag in this seat, is the side airbag. So just that one. There's one clip. And I'm gonna remove this thing to give me a good guide. Okay, well I guess all the stuff we disconnected here we're gonna have to get back to connect. But could be worse. So this is going with the upper seat. This is here's dangling down. I think, and it's very nervous, I think that's it. We're gonna take the bolts out. Whoa, okay. It's basically what we wanted. Okay, we have liftoff. This is really good. This is really good. Now we have a little bit more room to, hopefully, again, it's not a guarantee, but hopefully, we'll be able to get this going. Now I just gotta make sure there is some kind of drink cap. I'm gonna leave the zip tie here so I would remember and get a similar size. Now, back to the drawing board, my friends. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. Thought this comes off. So, the seat bottom. I see something. To be careful with this harness. Oh my God, this is the heavy part. The back was so light. This is definitely the heavy part. So, get this out of the way. And I am wondering now, now that I see this, do we even have to take that cradle? I don't think so. Man, the edges here are super sharp. We're gonna cut ourselves multiple times. It's okay. Huh. We're actually not gonna have to remove the frame. I can, yeah, there we go. That's more like it. That's what I need. I don't need the entire thing. The only thing we gotta watch for, which I have to find the wire before we do anything, is gonna be the seat heater. Yeah, it's coming apart. Do have this big strap here. It's just on one side for some reason. Let me flip it outside so we can see. Yeah, there it goes. Yes. Folks, this is major progress right here. Yes. This just clips. It's gonna be hard to clip it, but we'll get it. You see how the cushion is separated? Just gotta get the side. So it has these hooks. Now, this being an LS430, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Definitely making progress. So, that's not good. So, why are you not detaching from the front? Just what I'm wondering. Huh, there it goes. Yes. Folks, this is really good. We only have one thing. If you look here, I want to show you this. They love to do this stuff, which I don't understand. You see this strap? I believe this, yeah, it is part of it. So they pull this strap to put tension on it, and they put a clip. So we gotta pop that clip. We have to save this clip, so we have to put that same tension. This is what I call afterthoughts. This is usually how they look like. So I'm only concerned with one thing right now, which is the seat heater. I just don't see its connection point. We actually have another one here. Oops, sorry. Ding the camera. Yes, we have one here. This is gonna be running into problems. I have one. Oh, that just came out. But how? The $1,000,000 question is, where's my seat heater? I'm not going to pull this because I feel like we must locate our seat heater. Because this came out on this side. have one more here. Where's my seat heater? Huh. Where is the connector for the seat heater? Does the LS430 not have a seat heater in the bottom? I don't think so. This is just puzzling me right now, folks, because this doesn't make sense. Huh, there is no connector for the seat heater. So how does the seat heater work? There's that last one that we're stuck on. Huh. How does the seat heater work, Lexus? Is it only in the back? This is basically what this tells me. And in case you've never seen one of these, this is the entrance for the cooled seat. This is where the cold air, or air from the bottom of the seat comes up, and it goes right here and into the perforations of the leather. That's how you get your cooled seat. Folks, this was easy. No, it was not. This was very stressful, because I was thinking, what we were talking about initially, this is what threw me on a loop. What if we removed this entire cradle with it, with the seat? But then it's like, yeah, we got sidetracked by that. But this is out. Now the $1 million question is, did we have to remove the back? I think so, because we wouldn't have been able to see what we're seeing right now. But here's the fun part. This is where things about seats will kind of make you wonder. On the LS430, every time you throw yourself on the front of the seat, this is underneath you. I mean, this is right here. But if you look at the bottom, I actually gave you 2 indentations for them. That's all it is. You'll never touch this. That's pretty cool. Well, I can't wait to tear this down, see how far, we'll put them side by side, see how far it's actually compressed or damaged, and we'll go from there. So let me clear this table, and we're gonna start on the actual job. All this was just getting to it. So let's take the seat apart. And if you've never adventured off with seat repair before, there's something called hog rings. That's how most seats are put together. I'm just still surprised at the seat heaters usually on the leather part. So here we have a couple clips, which are a very strange location for a clip. That's a very strange clip location. Put these here. Never dealt with hog rings. Folks make them out to be something very scary and can't work with them. They're not that bad. So this is where, goodbye car care and shop, hello car care and upholstery shop. Not even close. If you're working the upholstery business, you're probably laughing at us right now, but that's how it works in the mechanic world. Hog rings. This is what holds the seat in place. So we're gonna have to cut all of them, extract all of them, and get new ones, which we do have. And this is the type that's not gonna cooperate. I have to make a double cut. There we go. Always fun to get them out. I just said they're not that bad. They're very bad when they misbehave like this. Come on. There we go. Here's a hog ring. You'll see them when we install them. They're not what you expect them to look like. So this is the main one. Now there's 2 that run across. I don't think they'll run across completely. So we're gonna find out. Yeah, they don't, see? They stop right here. Which, this is where things are gonna get interesting. It's a very strange orientation of these hog rings in a curve. It's not something you see a lot. Ew, there's some kind of a spill, or I don't know what it is. Doesn't look very pretty. I hope it's a water spill. Previous owner. I hope it's a water spill. Can't even see it. There's a big spill here, and the colors are. Oh, this is double hog ring, that's why. Why do you put doubles? Whew, this is not fun. See, we have a double hog ring here too. There it is. Now, I'm getting tired from this. Whew, okay. We have a few more right here. A grand finale. Don't want to jinx myself, but I think this is the last one. Yes, it is the last one. Well, here's the leather out of this seat. Let's get it, put it to the side. And here's the seat. You can obviously see that it is worn. Especially here, it's all the way down. It doesn't feel very nice. This is a spill I was telling you about. Somebody spilled something here, because you don't get rust here for nothing. That's actually the hog ring that is rusty. But overall, not. Yeah, this is not simple. There's a lot of stressful moments that we went through. But let's do something. Let's pull the new one. So I left it all the way here. Let's pull the new one. Keeping in mind that the seat was not completely worn, but worn enough where the owner wanted it not good enough. They wanted it near perfect. And that's now, just from looking at this, I can see that this section is completely collapsed compared to this one. It's hard to see it on camera, but this section is also sagged down. This one is not. See how this one is flat, this one is all the way down. You might see this right here and think, well, that's very minor. When you sit on this seat for a few hours, you'll know the difference. That's really all that is. If you're going to drive this car 5-10 minutes here and there, it's not going to make a difference. But you drive this car long term, you're going to feel the difference. And this is how the difference looks like. That's all it is. So we can retire this guy. We have a little. I got to actually remove the knee pad because this makes a great kneel pad. Sorry, I said knee pad. You got to remove the hog rings and then you can use it, throw it on the floor. You know, you're sitting down on your knees. You can use it as that. That's basically what this is going to be used for. Now we got to put the leather here. So let me get things prepped up here. We'll get this leather on. We'll assemble the seat, put it back in the car. Should be good. So in case you want to see what a hog ring looks like, this is how it looks like. So the plier, I'm going to sacrifice one here, one for the team. Put it right there, and you squeeze it, it just locks it in place. That's how this works, in case you haven't seen it before. So first, there are these rods in here. This is how all Toyota seats, possibly everybody, I
only work on Toyota or Lexus. This locks it. There's a similar bar inside the cushion, and the hog ring goes around them and hold them together. So we're gonna make sure that we don't have any loose hog rings here. Never the case, but it wouldn't hurt to check. There we go. So I'm gonna start in the very middle. This is the last one we took out. And then we'll work on the rest. It's gonna be very hard to show you. If Jose comes behind me and tries to show you how we're gonna do this. So, find my thing. Go in here. Can't see anything. Find my bar, which is nowhere to be found. There it is. Do you see how the bar is here? Right here? That's what I'm locking into. Right there. That's what I'm going to try to lock into. Easier said than done. But we're going to give it a shot. Oh, there we go. That's a better shot. Let's go in and that's it. That's in there. Did I do this the wrong way? Think no. Yes, maybe. Yes, I did. Because this is sitting sideways now. Okay, let's cut my new hog ring. See, now we gotta extract the hog ring because you can't leave it in there. Let me just situate this. Okay, I see what's going on. So they gave you an extra one in the middle that I thought was it. It's actually this one and this one, not the middle one. Because there is nothing in the middle. Yes, there is nothing in the middle. See the old one? We got a hog ring here, but nothing in the middle. Okay, so we're good. Wouldn't hurt to check. Okay, so now back to the beginning. That was just a practice run. Okay, that's engaged. This one is gonna be tough to see. Yeah, we're engaged. That's good. So this is not new leather, so it's not, we're not going to need to reform it, but if you do end up, this is the same process you'll use if you want to replace the leather, for example. You have to really stretch it out. This one is already stretched out. Should take shape rather simply. As soon as I said that, it's not gonna. Staying positive here. This one, I have to say, is one of the more intricate ones, because usually you don't have to go all the way in like this to get it. This is one of the kind of trickier ones. Probably if you work in the upholstery business, you're first laughing at us right now. Second, probably there's more complicated, but mechanics. Well, something about the upholstery industry. I don't know much about it, but I will tell you one thing. They don't work, or they don't like to work, with seats that have airbags. Which I don't blame them, because you can't just go to your upholstery shop with your modern car. I was wondering, these were cut on the other one, but that's why they're cut, because this has to go through. Like you'll tell them my modern car seat with airbags has sagged, can you add foam? Very few shops will actually help you because they don't want the liability. Well, this is weird. Oh, the bar is in here, but it's like buried in the foam. So let's see if I can get it. Got it. Because they don't want to deal with airbags. It's a giant liability for them. They're not car mechanics. They do upholstery for cars. Now, back in the days, cars didn't have airbags in the seats.
That's why when you go to an automotive upholstery shop, you'll see a lot of old cars, but not many modern ones, because airbags, they don't want to deal with them. So we got the center section, got the sides. Now I think we do these, and we should be good. I can see it. Where are you? Ah, because it's here, not there. We gotta also rip these. Okay, I think this part is done. Just got a little bit more in the back. Now I'm gonna kind of situate everything. See this part. So this will stretch once we get the straps tied in. We do need a little bit of stretching, nothing over the top, but and this was a little wrinkly when we started. Not horrendous, but it's what you gotta work with. This is good. I think the rest of it will, once we put tension on it, it'll pull, especially. The only one I'm not liking is this one. I feel like something is, see, this one is fine. This one is like, okay. And yes, it is this. I don't think this is, I guess, how it was, because this is how it sits. Put tension on it. Yeah, it'll straighten out once you put tension on it. So last part is this one. See, this is what they do. You see how you see the bar here, but you don't see it here? This is just how this is gonna go. I think here you'll be able to see exactly how the hog ring goes. So this is a wide open. So I have my tool. So put this here, grab our bar, hook it here, basically hook it on the other side, and then squeeze them together. That's it. Very simple. But the not simple part is when they're recessed and you can't even get to them, because you got to make sure that you engage on both bars. Just trying to see. I'm like, this is, yeah, I think we're good. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. I'm just trying to work, and Jose's trying to work by showing you what we're doing. This one didn't go. Do you see that? That's what you do not want to happen. Okay. Well, that's done. Now we go back to the agony part. Actually, before the agony part, I forgot. Do you remember this strange thing that we said was strange? That it had two clips here? Gotta put those back. These clips, I think, is to stretch the leather and keep it stretched. Okay. This is gonna be my nightmare right here. This one, not this one, this one, because that's the one I can't access. So we're gonna probably start with that. Well, this seat is done. I think this will stretch better once we... I just don't like this. Why is this doing that? See, this one is fine. This one is like it's almost like this. The stitching of the seat itself is sideways, because I don't see why it wouldn't. I think I'm over obsessing this because this is an old leather. It's not perfect, but now the seating area is that. It's just, we'll see. We shall see. So now we got this done. I get the heavy seat back. Yeah, this is definitely the heavy part, not the other side. So the problem is, and this is what we gotta deal with, these hooks right here. This is what's gonna be a little tough. Right now it looks very simple, but to hook the cover here is gonna be a little interesting. There's only one way for this. Let's just sit it down first. Position. Okay. Then we do this part. Why is this like that? Doesn't make sense. Oh, lovely. This has to fold one more time, and then the thing comes into it. So this is gonna be fun to do this. I'm gonna start one side. Yeah, this is gonna be very difficult to do, because it has to, like, you pull it down, and then pull it down the last time, and it clips into it. Yeah, this is gonna be very difficult. So let's just go for it and hope for the best. Wait, am I doing this right? Yes. No? Yes, maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult to do because I don't have any access to it. Okay, you know what? I have made an executive decision right now. We're gonna get the seat somewhat situated before we actually tackle these, because I feel like it's moving all over the place, and I don't like that. See what I did. I show you what I did here on the other side here. So this is how this works. This has a little lip and a lock, which is going to lock here. So we're going to do this. There we go. Same thing here. See how the lip is right here? You got a flat. Oh, that almost cut me. This is very sharp. So we're going to go like this, and then up. Like this locked well. There we go. And that pulls on the leather as we go. Same thing, this entire front lip is like that. But I'm gonna get the front first. good. This is good. We're getting there. It's just a matter now. I think it's time that we rustle this part before we do this one. This is the one that went in between, right there. This was the strange clip that went in the middle. Then we have this last very unpleasant part. Let's see if I can get better access at it. I can't even see it from here. Maybe if I get a very long screwdriver, I'll position it from here and then push it the rest of the way. Yes. Yes, this one is sitting awesome. I like it. How about our wrinkle? Yes. Come see this, folks. Remember that wrinkle we had here? It's already gone. Just by stretching the seat out. It's just what I... So these little wrinkles, you can't get rid of them. This is the natural age of the leather. But this one that I didn't really like, it kind of went away. As you situate the leather to its new cushion, it'll even get better, but getting better. So one more battle to go, and then we'll start assembling the rest of it. This is looking great. So after a giant fight behind the camera, this was a lot of fun. Tiny casualty. This is very sharp stuff, folks. If you ever work on seats, they don't smooth any edges. Let's just put it that way. So we are good, I think. It's just there is one last one that we got to do, which is here. This is the last one. The battle. Oh, this is so sharp. I feel like I'm going to cut my hands on it. That will be okay. So we got band-aids for... Good. Okay, this one goes later on. I think this clips here. No, it does not. Okay, we're making progress. Slow, but steady. I think we have arrived at the moment where we install the seat back, so we can get all this stuff situated. This goes on the panel, I believe, that goes here. These clips into it. I think it's time for the seat back, which is going to be interesting. Put the bolts here. Good thing is this seat back is not heavy at all. The majority of the weight of this seat is in the bottom. Okay. Okay, well, we got a seat again. I think it is time to install. No, not yet. This has to go through here. Route my wiring, and then we'll get all the harness going, all the other stuff going. But I feel like this went on the outside, not the inside. At least not yet. Like this went like that. This one goes on the inside. I think. No, this is for the light. So, right here. Yes. Spot for it here. Yes, this looks right. I like that. Don't like this one. I know this plugs in here. This is that little puddle light. Okay, this goes. Yes. So, okay. Not yet. Okay. Yes, this looks right. Like there's something that goes here. They are clips. Here's one. I brought the other one with me. There's. Okay. So now this harness goes on the outside. But how does it loop on the outside? Does it loop right here? Yes, it does. Here. See, this is the airbag part. We do have a connector that goes here. This one was the one that was zip tied. So I'm gonna go, unfortunately, and find a zip tie. Trying to match it with a white one. So we got a white zip tie. Let's use the zip tie. That's how the factory did it. I'm gonna make it better. At least we got the same color zip tie. Which tells me this was somewhat of an afterthought, this part. I think we are good. Gotta get this bracket. I love how every time I say I think we are good, I found something that is not good. Now, the $1,000,000 question is, how does this go? Yes, so if you ever wonder about brackets like this, do you see how the nut leaves a mark here? That's how you know which direction the nut was and the other part was. That's there. I'm not gonna tighten it yet. I just want to see if it's correct. I think it is. Because this goes here. I don't know, this doesn't look right. Yes, because this went right here. We're gonna have to tape this one. So okay, this goes here, and that goes under the seat. We're gonna get to that part in a sec here. So what we gotta do is get this clip out so we can tape the wire, because I don't want an airbag wire to be just sitting there. There we go. Probably we use the tape. Yes. There. So I think this is good. I'm gonna get this tightened once I find my tool. Okay, this looks good. I like it. The only part I am a little bit confused about is this one. I am gonna put this here, see if it makes sense. So this doesn't make sense that this comes out. Oh yeah, I think so, because I see an indent here. So this one's here, and here, and right there. This doesn't look 100% right. That's how it went. All right. Well, I guess we're making progress. Now we have to actually reconnect everything that we unplugged unnecessarily. This one goes right there. This way, next seat. This is a very important wire that it gets routed right. We don't want it getting cut. So this wire ends up here. It's what connects to the bottom. The connectors at the bottom of the seat. But it doesn't want to go. So I think it goes at the bottom. There we go. There we go. That makes more sense. And I put that bracket before I clip this one. Okay. I don't think we unplugged anything else beside that on the side. These are the switches for the outside. Nothing here. Okay. We're making progress. I think the next thing we're going to put on is the duct. That's what we took on next, then this one. Let's see if find that duct. So I brought this panel. It's after the duct. So something kept nagging at me. Why is there no seat heater? Looked into it a little bit. Here's the interesting fact about this, at least this one. Doesn't have heated seat elements in the cushion itself. So usually you'll have a bed of like a heating element on the bottom and on the top, on the back. This one doesn't have that. This one has a little heater that sits here, and actually the fan, which is used for the cooled seat, will push air past this heating element, which heats the seat. That's why a common concern with these is the heated seats will take forever to heat up the seat, but they're very subtle. They're not like they'll burn you up. It's a pretty cool design. It's a very, very interesting setup. Let's put this very interesting seat back together complete, because it's very interesting. This is just the next level, if you would. Let's figure out how the next level goes in. Just right here. There's screws. Here. That's new. That doesn't work. Needs to go further down. Why aren't you going to clip here? That's one. Okay, it counts. See it down. Start this one. Put this side. Put this one here. Yes, let's see it. Okay, that looks good. Now let's do the side panel. We're almost done. Almost done. So I got these two connectors here. Put them right here. Yeah, man, can do it. Let me move the seat to its side because I can't see that panel. I just have a bad feeling about this. I gotta be honest. I feel like we're forgetting something. I just don't like how this is fully exposed like this. I have to admit, I do have a bad feeling about it. But, see what happens. Okay. Now the piece that I just have a bad feeling about. Is this gonna cover everything? I have 3 clips. Which go here. Oh, I see it. 3 clips right there. Okay, I think we're good. We are good. Never mind. It's just me being paranoid. I take stuff like this apart. You know, yeah, sure, there is a repair manual and all that good stuff, but repair manual these days was not very, what should I say, built on the real world. The repair manual have gotten much better over the years. Repair manual have gotten a lot better somewhere in the like mid 2010s going forward, but before that it was, yeah, it was not good. Let's put it this way. So, few things gonna do. These, if you ever wonder, if you ever want to remove them from any car with any Toyota with power seats, they literally just pop out. So nothing to them. And gotta put the filter. Clip our filter in. Good. And well, last but not least, gonna be the big cover in the back. No, you wait. And that's it. We ran out of parts, folks. This does need decent cleaning. We'll do that. Actually, we'll talk about the cleaning part. You notice I didn't clean anything. We'll talk about the cleaning part toward the end of the video because there's something I want to announce first to the owner of the car. I'm actually going to announce it on this video. And then to you guys who are following this now because this is truly a beautiful story. So let's put the seat back in the car. Let's finish everything up. We'll talk about the cleaning part. All right, folks, we're gonna get the seat back in the car.
Jose is going to help me because we're not about heroism. We're about not to scratch the car. That is more important. So, you ready, Jose? Let's do this. So, I'm gonna
set it down here, I think. And then let me get inside. I think we're gonna need to like turn it.
roll it this way.
We'll get in. I'll carry it from the inside. Lift it up.
Okay. Yeah.
Watch your corner over there. Okay.
Okay. We're in. We're good.
Heavy.
Yes, it is. So we got it. This was not pleasant. Although we have to say Jose is usually used to carrying a very heavy camera, but for hours and hours on end. But this is a bit much. This is not a camera. So I'm going to connect everything here. We're going to just set the seat down. I just want to test all the functions, make sure that everything is working properly before we proceed. Let's do a quick function check here. So the whole seat moves up and down. That moves. Headrest? Yes. This part moves. Sure, I need to pull it for the bolt. This part yep, all functions of the seat work. So can now safely install it. I'm going to check the cooled and heated seats. Well, heated, we don't want to test it, although we could, because this is technically not a heated seat, but the cooled seat worked, the heated seat shouldn't have it. We didn't do anything with that. So I'm going to install the 2 bolts here.
Let's cover.
Now that we are here, I'm going to install the pillar cover. It's got a few clips. Again, we talk about this all the time. When you do interior work, you're going to clip a panel back in. Make sure you got all your clips, because that's how rattles start. So this panel has every single clip, so we're good to go on this one. And then the scuff plate. Seat belt, which is a very strange seat belt on the seat itself. Some cover. Let's do this.
Okay, well, this seat is done. What I do want to do is, does it feel any difference? I drive an LS430. Yeah, it does feel different. Like, you feel the texture of the seat versus mine, because I swapped the seats from their used seats, they're not new. Like, you feel it flat. This one now has support on the edges. I think that's what gives you that comfort. You initially sit down, it's like, oh, it's just a seat. But it's when you feel a proper seat on a long drive is when you feel it. Well, let's get the rest of this stuff buttoned up and we'll talk what I want to do about the cleaning for this car. Yeah, this definitely feels completely different when you exit out, like there's a hump. So here's the new combination switch, or turn signal switch, however you want to call it. Very beautiful. Even comes with this steering switch. So I would actually show you this. You see this? This is what cancels the turn signal. So you turn your turn signal. Oh, it's actually turned. And when you push this, it just returns. Do you see that? So when you turn the wheel, it just pushes on this and it returns it. And if you look here, you will actually, there will be openings. So when you come back, it'll hit that, and that's how it cancels it. Pretty cool, isn't that? It's very simple stuff that makes a big impact. So what goes next? I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna mute the audio because this is gonna noise is gonna bother you. I'm just gonna install these covers, or Jose can press the door button. It's just easier when the column is out. Install this. I am not too worried about the alignment of the steering wheel because we are going to do major suspension work. This is going to get aligned and recentered, so not a major concern. And that's one job done. Just gotta clean up a little bit. Test the seat one more time. That still has power. Oh, this makes such a nice sound. Listen to it. Let me press this. Listen to it. This is the sound. I don't want to operate the wipers, but the sound it makes is just, you can tell this is working properly, and I love it. Folks, let's talk about the future plan with this car. Folks, this job is done. This was a little out there, I have to say it, but we got it done. It's done. And here's the thing about cleaning. So me and the owner are in constant communication. You know, he added a few things. You know, this seat was one of them, and the turn signal was another. But we're always talking, you know, following up on the update, progress of the project, whatnot. This was actually, and I have to say it, this was breaking ground on this project. This is the first time we actually work on it because we just got all the parts for it. This is something we do in our shop that it just saves us from unnecessary headaches. We don't start a big project until we have all our parts, because if you start something, you're already actively working on it, you're gonna go through it, get it done, done. If you're missing part, you're gonna work on it a little bit,
take time from other projects, and then it's just going to sit there and we're not done. I'd like to start on a project, get it done, get it complete, hand the car back to the customer, and we're done. That's why we have some cars sit here, because we're waiting for a part. We're not going to start a project halfway and just stop. That just doesn't make sense. But as far as this project, this is not just another project. And we treat every single car here like it's our own. We do our best. We just give it as much love as we would our own cars. But something about this project is special. I mean, it just touched my heart when a son is doing this for his father. I don't have that opportunity myself because my father passed away. But something I want to do here, I want to contribute something outside of all the mechanical work and all the stuff that we're doing. That obviously is work and we're getting done. But when this car is done, and legit, I am saying this, I haven't asked the owner of the car if he approves, and of course, pending his approval, I'd like to contribute a small part from us, from our shop, to this car. When we're done with everything, if the owner gives us permission, I'd like to, at my expense, send this car to Jason from Car Supplies Warehouse. I want him to detail the inside and out. So if the owner doesn't want us to do that, maybe y'all can convince him, because I'd love to have a small part in this car beyond all the work we're doing. That's, you know, customer work, and we're working on the car, but something as a gift from me, because this project has touched my heart. So I know Jason is ready. He is the man. But if the owner of this car, and he's welcome to give me a call once he sees this video, and we'll talk about it. I won't actually tell him. I'll wait for him to watch the video. And if he gives us approval, we'll get it detailed, and we'll be very happy. I don't know if we're going to be able to do the actual reveal of the car. I don't think so. We'll see what happens. But if we see that there's something we haven't really covered in the 600,000 mile build that we did, I will film it, but I'll give you another update when it's completely done. If we didn't see that anything, you know, we're not going to repeat this exact same job over and over, but this was something unique I thought you guys would enjoy. I hope you enjoyed it. Folks, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for all your nice comments for the original video we did on this car, because I just got to say it one more time. The one son that I'm talking to and who initiated this project, he drove it all the way from New York here. He's such a fine gentleman. I just want you guys one more time to write him in the comments. Shout out to him, because he's such a fine gentleman. Apart from what he's doing to his dad, he's just the nicest person. I work with a lot of nice folks, but he's definitely a standout, and I'd like you guys to give him that shout out in the comments. Folks, I hope this video was helpful, informative. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some other videos. Until the next video, folks, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.